Hey, pod kids. I know things have been really dark lately. I mean, with the passing of the anti terror law, the spiking coronavirus cases, and so much more. Things really seem to be uh, making us believe now we're in the darkest timeline. And uh, understandably, we just can't. It's hard to function and it's just hard to focus on, you know, working so we can get food on the table. And um what my point is that Jim and I, we completely feel you. You're not alone. And I just wanted to remind you guys to check up on your mental health and um make sure that there's always time for self-care. And it's good that you're listening to a podcast like this where we mostly talk about dumb stuff. um, but this is our way of saying that you are not alone. And if there's anything that you want to get off your chest, we have our exclusive Facebook group. Just search for Wake Up with Jim and Sab. There's a whole test to be able to get in. And also, I want to recommend listening to Finding Happy with Happy Dad. That's Jim's solo podcast. And I'm just so proud of him. He's just done wonders and sobrang dami niyang episodes kaagad because he's just really that's how he works. He's amazing. And I've gotten so many reviews from random people, from friends, and they're telling me that it's helped them so much. And I hope that you find happiness also with him. I mean, find happiness with a podcast. It's called Finding Happy with Happy Dad. Okay, and also, speaking of venting, this episode is about the Mali bag, and it's a nominee for Douchebag of the Year. Get ready. Here we go. Why did it take so long? I'm tired. So, on to the Mali bag. Speaking of hating, the joke lang. The main title of this is How to Stop Hating Someone Who Hurt You.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, Jim and Sab. You can call me C. I'm a single mom with a 2-year-old daughter. My ex and I broke up 10 months ago. He is a perfect example of someone who is pa-victim. Binabaliktad niya lagi story in social media or when he tells someone his version of the story. He accused me of cheating with my best friend and that I don't want him to see our daughter because I'm with someone new na daw. To tell you the truth, he's the one who cheated and he never asks about his daughter. Walang paramdam sa anak niya. I always make sure he financially provides. And nakakailang babae na after our breakup. Quick backstory. When I found out I was pregnant with our child, he got back together with his ex of 6 years. Then he begged to come back to me. The three of us lived in his parents' house. Okay, naguluhan ako dun. Akala ko kayo nung...
Ex.
No, you mean... Tama ba? The three of us lived in his parents' house.
His child.
Yes. No, until I was 6 months pregnant.
Ah.
Tama ba? Yeah.
I think 3 yung
Until
child.
I was 6 months pregnant.
I think yung unborn child is one. Unborn child is 1. Wife, mother is 1, 2. And dad is 3.
Okay. I thought okay na ang lahat and nagbago na siya after our child was born. But no, I later found out na kahit nung 8 to 9 months pregnant ako, may fling pala siya sa office nila. He even denied it was his child nung nalaman sa office. Moving forward, okay hanggang mag 1 year baby namin. Until naging toxic na talaga relationship. He always lies to me and hides white secrets. Whenever we had issues, it was never resolved because he always avoided it and didn't want to talk about it. I reached the point na nag-give up na ako. By the way, we broke up through a text last August. But 3 months after, he wants us to get back together. I said no because sabi ko hindi naman ganon kadali. I'm still hurt and patunayan niya muna na seryoso siya. He never did. Walang effort. Now he already has a girlfriend. Ironically, a single mom. Kapangalan ko pa. Mm. I still hate him. In fact, I don't want him to be happy. I don't think he deserves it. Naiinis pa ako na lagi ko siya nare-remind of his financial responsibilities. He even told me last time na kung may kailangan daw ako, kausapin ko daw parents niya because blocked niya ako sa social media. Please help me. Is it okay to still hate him? Or how can I not? Thanks in advance.
Wow.
Hi.
Damn.
You know I mean, you're very blessed to have been given a child, but it's also, I can imagine how hard it is to have this um parang forever link to
Yeah.
this guy who seems to be a creep.
Sayad.
Yeah. But I guess, I don't I'm assuming that you are a great mom. I'd
Mm.
like to think so. I mean, diba, you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
We probably share the same values. Um, just always remember to keep the child your top priority and na hindi siya ma-mix up sa kahit anong gulo. I don't want to call it drama because this is real life and anything you do or say that will really affect your child. So hindi niya pinapansin yung anak niyo, right? I think maybe that could be for the better because he doesn't seem to be someone who is a role model. And I think that's what parents should be. They should be living examples of what to aspire to be.
Actually, that's great because you lessen the exposure to someone who's horrible.
Yeah, so if I can, at the very, very least, the bare minimum, he is keeping up with his financial responsibilities. Kahit kukulitin mo, that's annoying, but at the very least, kasi may mga kupal talaga dyan na hindi magbibigay ng pera. So, I think talaga, for the best, cut him out of your life. Cut him out of your life. So the more that you're keeping in touch with him, it's very hard to let go of that hate. Eh. But if he's out of sight and out of mind, then I think it would be easier. It's easier said than done to wish him well, to wish that he is happy and that both of you move on. It's so easy to say, but I can just imagine how difficult that will be. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so sorry you're going through this. See? Jim, is there anything you want to say?
Ako naman, I guess, while Sab has a lot to say, about being a mom and, doing this alone, I hope maybe I can help with the hatred. Okay? So, ako naman in my life, I've had very few people, fortunately, that I've completely hated. That I've gotten to a point that I once loved them, and then I now completely despise them and can never imagine forgiving them. And one thing I've learned is one thing I want to share with you is that hate. In that hate will come the the wishing for ill will, the wishing for failure. And what I'm going to tell you is that that doesn't go away. Okay? Kahit you find happiness, kahit you move on, there will still be a part of you that will still not want him to succeed, find happiness. And that's normal. But what I can guarantee you is that while it will be there for a long time, the level or the amount of energy that you put into hating him and hoping the worst for him will diminish as you heal, as you as time goes on. With that said, um, what I learned is that whenever you're broken, one of the things that will pull you back the most from moving on is focusing on the person who hurt you. Because instead of focusing on yourself, by hating someone, tingnan mo ha, if you put all your energy into, I hate this person, sana hindi siya magka-girlfriend. Ang katapat nun is, I will only be happy if he's miserable. Therefore, your happiness is dependent on
Another
someone else, on
person.
another person, and this other person just so happens to have hurt you so many times. So kahit tapos na kayo, kahit you ended it with him, you're still clinging on to him,
Uh-huh. I agree.
'di
I
ba?
completely agree.
Even in the separation, umaasa ka pa rin sa kanya. And the reason why you broke up is because he wasn't reliable. He wasn't trustworthy.
Mhm.
So yun, that's what I want to say.
Give it
Na
some time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Um,
it's normal to feel what you're feeling. The hatred is, it's there, it will be there, but it will lessen.
yeah. It's a
And
great betrayal kasi. 'Di ba it's the pain is greater when you love someone eh.
yeah.
'Di ba? Kasi kung kunwari like ano ba, like dati mong favorite na singer tapos naging problematics, parang enough. Hate
Mm,
this girl or
mm,
whatever. Hate this guy.
mm.
Like it's like okay, you don't really hate that person. But then again, pagkakilala mo and talagang you trusted this person, you loved this person, the pain is greater. The betrayal is just so huge.
And this person was in your life eh.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? And again, I go back to, in relationships, you depend on this person.
Mhm.
'Di ba? And yun yung mahirap eh. You depend on this person, he failed you, and even in your separation, you're still depending on him. That's what I want you to avoid. Na um yun, na while it's okay to feel hatred, I would suggest focusing on your healing day by day.
Something I picked up from my therapist is that forgiveness is not for the other person, but for yourself. Kasi, tanong ko yun eh, parang paano ako magfa-forgive kung hindi naman humihingi ng forgiveness? Sabi niya, no, you do it for yourself. You forgive the person para sa peace of mind mo. And so that you can start healing. So you actively, try to forgive and, just imagine mo lang talaga na kahit na you feel like you know that you knew this person so much and like I bet you're still in disbelief na parang, no way. Ganito talaga siya? Like, what? Is that real? No. 'Di ba? Parang
Mm,
there's denial.
mm,
And um it's just it's normal, but I think you have to get to acceptance. Kasi once you accept it, it will be much easier. And also, what I will try to say nga is you just keep focusing on your child, bring up a happy child because maybe in ano, the best way to not hate him is to remember na at the very least he gave you this wonderful, beautiful child. So make sure that you're happy so your child is happy. And in order to be happy, just forget about that motherfucker.
yeah. And I think the most important advice we can give is post on Instagram his picture. Hashtag wake up with Jim and
Gago.
Sab, douchebag of the
No.
year.
Nominee.
Para
Wait.
i-attack.
Hindi, gago.
I'm kidding.
Akala ko post-dated checks. Para hindi mo na siya kurtan about sa financial.
Maganda rin yun. Oo, humingi ka ng post-dated checks para hindi na kayo mag-usap ever. Or kung alam mo yung bank account niya, nakawan mo na lang siya.
No,
I'm
Jem, ano ka?
kidding. I am kidding. I'm kidding.
Although, na joke lang.
And just to end this episode, I just want to say, in the words of the philosopher, Kelly Clarkson III, out of sight, out of mind, Shut your mouth.
Just
I just can't take it. Again
and again
and again
and again.
and again. Bye.
Bye.